Thank you very much for joining today. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Global Trade Tutor, Voice of African Trade, like, share, and drop your comments on our YouTube channel. So today, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the discussion on mastering the export of coconut oil. Coconut oil is a versatile product derived from the kernel or the meat or the mature coconut, widely used for various purposes, and we'll talk about that shortly, including culinary, cosmetics, industrial application. The different types of coconut oil products are characterized by their extraction method, the processing, and even the specific uses. So we have the virgin coconut oil. Now, the reason for discussing this type is for you to know, if you're exporting coconut oil, which type of coconut oil do you want to export? Or does the buyer want to buy or to get? Which type specifically is it looking for? Which type of coconut oil is it looking for? So it's important you have an idea of the type of coconut oil that you're looking at. Virgin coconut oil, cold press or expeller press from fresh coconut meat. It's unrefined, retain coconut aroma and flavor, and contain natural antioxidant. This is why they use it in cosmetics. If you have been following what we've been discussing, you will notice some trend. There are some things when you notice as characteristics of a product, you can almost guess the factories or industries or sector that use them. Refined coconut oil. This is a refined bleach and deodorized coconut oil removed to remove impurity and flavor. Neutral flavor and odor. That's what we're talking about characteristics. Neutral flavor and odor, high smoke point, and a clear appearance. Use it. It's used in cooking, baking, frying, and as an ingredient in various food preparation. Fractionated coconut oil. Coconut oil is separated into fractionation process is to separate certain components, leaving mainly medium chain triglyceride. It's liquid at room temperature, odorless and colorless. Used in cosmetics, it's used as massage oil, aromatherapy, and as carrier oil for essential oil. You know, when you say essential oil, they put different things inside, but the oil is actually the fractionated coconut oil. They now put, so when you hear lavender, the base or the carrier oil, coconut oil, before they put the lavender inside. Organic coconut oil certification, produced from coconut, grown without synthetic pesticide and fertilizer. That's what makes it organic. So there's certification for it. Now, the reason why I mentioned different types, so that you will not be in doubt as to the expectation of buyers regarding your coconut oil. Characteristics vary depending on the processing method, but with a focus on organic integrity. Uses culinary purposes, skincare, hair care, for those seeking organic products. Coconut oil for cosmetic use. Cosmetic coconut oil with a focus on purity and suitability for skincare. Characteristics refined for cosmetic application may include additional processes for specific cosmetic uses and uses skincare product, hair care, massage oil, and cosmetic formulation. Blended coconut oil. Blend of coconut oil with other oil. The characteristics vary based on the blend and uses tailored for specific culinary, cosmetic, industrial application. Now, what are the quality specifications? Very coconut oil. Now, you notice something about them. Moisture must be very low, less than 1%, so less than 0.1%. Moisture is non-existent. Free fatty acid. Azeloric acid, less than 0.2%. Present value, less than 3 milli-equivalent per kg. Color, clear. Water-like. Odor, mild coconut aroma. Flavor, characteristic fresh coconut taste. Solubility, completely soluble in ethanol. 95%. Microbiological standard, total plate count, less than or equal to 1,000 CFU per gram. Yeast and mold, less than 10 CFU per gram. Coliform, absent in 1 gram quantity of this product. E. coli, absent in 1 gram quantity of this product. Staphylococcus aureus, absent. Now, these are specification. Specification. The CFU is actually colony forming unit. You know, when they are doing bacterial culture, and that's the way they measure it, colony forming unit rather, per gram. Similar to refined deodorized, just a little difference. Moisture, 0.1%, just like virgin. Fatty acid, less than 0.1%. Peroxide, less than or equal to 1 milliequivalent per kg. Color, light yellow, a bit different. So colorless. Odor, neutral, no distinct smell. Flavor, neutral, no distinct taste. Melting point, remember, is bleached. Melting point, 24 to 36 degrees. Iodine value, 7.5 to 10.5. Temperature value, 248 to 65. Microbial standard, less than or equal to 1,000 CFU per gram. Yeast and mold, less than 10 CFU per gram. Coliform, absent in 1 gram. E. coli, absent. Staphylococcus, absent. You can see a number of similarities. In fact, in the microbiological standard, for both virgin coconut oil, refined bleached deodorized coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil, you notice similarity. For fractionated coconut oil, less than 1% again moisture, you notice consistently moisture level very low. Lauric acid, free fatty acid less than 0.05%. Product value less than 1 milliequivalent. Color, clear and odorless. Odor, odorless. Flavor, tasteless. Fatty acid composition. Caprylic acid, 50% to 80%. Capric acid, 20% to 50%. And microbial standard, less than 1,000 CFU per gram. Yeast and mold, less than 10 colony forming units per gram. Coliform, absent in 1 gram. E. coli, absent in 1 gram. Staphylococcus, absent in 1 gram. For organic coconut oil, either VCO or RBD, virgin coconut oil or refined bleach, must meet organic application standard. Must not have or have very low pesticide residue. And heavy metal, lead, mercury, cadmium, arsenic should be within the limit permitted by regulatory authority. The idea is this. This is why when you are doing export, you are doing this shipment, you have specification on your contract. And the sample you are shipping, you test it also. There are labs in Nigeria that can do this. You test it also to be able to meet the regulatory standard. You notice in all of these, free fatty acid typically should be below 0.25%, particularly for refined oil. Because it's a measure of spoilage and rancidity. The more, the bad. The higher the level of free fatty acid, the lower the quality of this product. Moisture, between 0.1 to 0.3%. Preserve value, these are ideal to prevent microbial growth and ensure shelf life. The preserve value indicates rather oxidation and rancidity, lower value, below 5 milliequivalent for refined oil. And it's optimal. Lower value means an optimal quality of oil. Impurities, free from foreign matters, dirt, sediment. Color, vary depending on the type of processing. Maybe slightly yellow, while refined is clear and light yellow. It retains the coconut aroma and flavor, odorless and tasteless, and then melting point between 25 and 27. What are the uses? Because that's the whole essence of buying by the buyer. Culinary uses. Used in cooking and baking. Flavoring, especially by Southeast Asian and Indian. It's a substitute for butter used as vegan alternative to butter in cooking and baking because it's a plant-based oil. Popcorn topping. And you find this in movie theater. Health and wellness. This is why there is demand for this product. Health and wellness. Dietary supplement. It's consumed directly in dietary supplement capsule because it supports weight loss and boosts energy. Oil pulling. Used as mouthwash alternative to improve oral health by reducing harmful bacteria and promoting dental hygiene. Hair care. How to promote hair growth, reduce dandruff, improve overall hair care. Skin care as moisturizer, makeup remover, makeup remover. So can easily help to clean up the makeup, and treatment of various skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, its antibacterial properties make it useful in treating minor wound infection. Like I said earlier, it's also a massage oil, provides soothing base for massage oil due to its smooth texture and pleasant aroma. Beauty and personal care, moisturizer and lotion included in product for hydrating and nourishing the skin. Lip balm is used in lip balm. Body scrub is used in body scrub. Deodorant, an ingredient in deodorant. Shaving cream, an ingredient in shaving cream. It also has medicinal uses as an antibacterial and antifungal property. It has antibacterial and antifungal property. So apply topically to help treat infection. This antibacterial antifungal is due to lauric acid content. Anti-inflammatory. Used to reduce inflammation and soothe irritated skin. Antioxidant. Consume or apply to skin to combat oxidative stress. Industrial uses. Soap and detergent making. Coconut oil is key ingredient in soap and detergent making due to its ability to produce a rich lather and cleansing property. Cosmetic production. Using various cosmetic products such as cream, lotion, and hair care. Biofuel. Processed into biodiesel as an alternative fuel source. Also use it. Furniture polish. Used to polish wooden furniture and add a protective layer. Can you see the multiple uses of this product? That probably explain the reason why the demand for this product is almost equal to the demand for cocoa beans in the world. Lubricant. Used as natural lubricant for items like squeezy hinge in furnitures. Conditioning leather. Apply to leather product to keep them supple, prevent cracking. Removing stickers and label. Help in removing sticker due to risk residue left by label. Because it's an organic compound, it can easily serve as a solvent to remove those hydrocarbons that is used in making the adhesive of the stickers. Pet cares. Pet food supplement added to pet food to promote healthy skin and coat in dog and cat. And topical treatment. Coconut oil diverse application make it a valuable and sought after product in many fields. Its natural properties and beneficial effect ensure its continued popularity in culinary health, beauty, and industrial market. So let's move on now to the market. Where is the demand? Who are those that buy? And what is the volume that they buy? The total demand is about 9.44 billion, almost 10 billion. Which country are buying? Oceania, $63.6 million. Africa, $221 million. So there's a market for you in South Africa, in Egypt, in Tunisia, in Kenya, in Morocco, in Algeria, in Mali. Then Brazil, South America, Brazil, Argentina, and Chile, about $500 million. North America, US in particular, is a major buyer of coconut oil, $1.8 billion in demand. That is the level of demand in North America, particularly US. The Asians also are major buyers. China, Malaysia, Turkey, India, totaling $3.24 billion. Can you see the demand from this country? Europeans are the major buyer. Netherlands, Germany, Russia, Spain, France, Poland, Sweden, Greece. All of them are major buyers. So who is the largest buyer in the world? United States. 16% of this product is procured by US alone. So if you are looking for market for this product, I don't think you should look elsewhere. I think US should be a market you should be very much interested in. You can also look at Europe. What they buy in Europe? Netherlands, Germany, Spain, Italy. I'm not surprised that China is a major buyer. I'm not surprised that China is a major buyer. For obvious reason. China is the factory of the world. China is the factory of the world. So it's not surprising that China is a major buyer of this product. So let's go to packaging. Packaging. Packaging plays a crucial role in ensuring the quality, safety, marketability of coconut oil product for export. Proper packaging helps protect the product from external factors like light, heat, moisture, to preserve freshness, sunlight, heat, moisture. When we get to page 4, we'll talk more about that. Container selection. Use food grade product. Of course, you know this is mainly used for food and other personal care uses. Food grade material that do not react or that will not react or contaminate the oil. Common material will be PET bottles, the regular plastic bottles, and high density polyethylene. Container size vary from small bottle to large drum or bulk shipment. Choose the size based on the demand of the buyer and even the logistic of moving it to the destination. Packaging type. You can use bottles, jars, drum. Bottle for retail purpose. Cooking oil is often packaged in bottles of different sizes with secure closure. Jar, suitable for premium or specialty coconut oil. It can be in drum, especially for industrial use. It can be in jar. It's important to seal and close it very well. So tamper-proof will make a lot of sense to ensure integrity of the product and reassure consumer. Secure the lid. Choose closure that provide a tight seal to prevent leakage and protect the oil from contaminants. Labeling and information. Ensure compliance with labeling regulation in the market, ingredients, product name, nutritional fact, and the like. And of course, the brand information also, and in case of any certification. Protective measure. Dark color opaque packaging materials. Dark color opaque packaging materials. Coconut oil is sensitive to light, which can cause oxidation. Consider using dark color opaque container to minimize light exposure. UV protection. If using transparent container, apply UV resistant coating and incorporate UV protection additive to prevent light-induced degradation. Can you see the reason why people, even that sell locally, they just discover that the oil is becoming rancid? Why? The oxidation level is increasing because of the exposure to light. Exposure to light. And that will reduce the shelf life. And that will reduce the shelf life. And that will reduce the shelf life. Quality assurance. Seal packing or packaging. Ensure that each packaging is securely sealed to maintain product freshness. Quality control is important. Of course, consider eco-friendly and environment-friendly packaging material and compliance to documentation. Packaging method. Like I said, drum. If you're using food grade steel or plastic drum, about 180 to 200 or 220 kg. Duration and protection during transport and storage, and ease of handling, stacking. Consumer, small quantity of retail sales are packaged in smaller drum. Plastic bottles, high density polyethylene. Pouches, yes, pouches, that's the one I was talking about. Small pouches. Bulk tank might be used to put in a 20 container. If you are putting a drum of 1 kg, 70 to 80 drum, implying 12.617 tons in a container. 200 kg drums, 60 to 70 drums, implying 12 to 14 tons in a container. 220 drum, around 50 to 60 drum, implying 11.3, 13.2 tons in a container. A 20 container can typically hold around 18 to 22 tons of coconut oil, depending on the tank size and, of course, the weight. Bottle pouches. The quality depends on the quantity depends on the specific size. So, the size of the bottle and the size of the carton all determine how much or how many of them will fit into a container. All determine how many of them will fill into a container. Additional condition, be conscious of the type of coconut oil and regulation at the destination and temperature control in transit. So can you see the way it's been packaged? This organic extra virgin. Can you imagine? Extra virgin. Extra virgin coconut oil. You can see the way it's packaged. So you can see the way it's packaged. Then you can see another one. Look at the one I was talking about that is like inside a pouch. Like it's inside a pouch. And then you can put it in this kind of carton, depending on the way it's packaged. It can be in bottles, and then ready to go. So we'll go on a break now. When we return, we'll come back and discuss documentation. We'll come back and discuss getting purchasers, that's getting buyers, then the process, then the pricing, and of course, as usual, we round up with the pitfall.
Meet Cynthia, a determined banker striving to meet the soaring demand for foreign exchange among customers in the banking sector. Eager to excel, she pursued an executive diploma in export business management. Armed with comprehensive knowledge, Cynthia became a top performer, effortlessly onboarding valuable trade customers and surpassing targets. Her adept skill in attracting export customers not only increased the bank's income but also caught the eye of senior management, leading to a well-deserved promotion. Cynthia's outstanding performance didn't go unnoticed, as she was headhunted by other banks impressed with her prowess in marketing, managing, multiplying export customers. Ready to elevate your banking career like Cynthia? Then enroll for the Executive Diploma in Export Business Management today and pave the way for a successful and rewarding career in the banking sector. Join us and become a hot cake that every bank wants to hire in the industry. To embark on this journey, call 080920000424, 080920000424. In the heart of the bustling city, a determined entrepreneur named Lucky dreamed of taking his product to the world in order to earn foreign exchange. However, the daunting world of international trade left him feeling overwhelmed. It was then that he stumbled upon the 3T Impex Export Mentoring Program. Little did he know, this discovery would change his life and business forever. Through the program, David was immersed in a world of invaluable export trade resources and personalized advisory services. He gained insights into global markets and learned to secure lucrative export contracts from eager buyers. With 3T Impex by his side, he navigated the maze of international payments and expertly handled pricing and documentation, emerging with a deep understanding of mitigating payment risks. As he successfully orchestrated the seamless logistics of shipping his goods to distant lands, Lucky's confidence soared. With a triumphant smile, he realized that he had become the master of export trade business. Do you desire to be like Lucky? Then join the next cohort of the 3T Impex Export Mentoring Program today. Then call 080920000424, 080920000424.
All right. Now, for those just joining us and want to, a number of people always make inquiry about our mentoring program. We call our mentoring program From Export Novice to Export Legend. You can join our Export Novice to Export Legend program, and that gives you access to both the Eureka pack and of course the export hack for the product of your choice. So if you are in the mentoring class and you say, okay, I want to do coconut oil, you have access to this. But if you're not in our program, you can buy and you can get a 50% discount to be able to have access to this export hack and other ones that we have done in the past.
John, a determined entrepreneur, desired to go into export business but was clueless about the process. He was introduced to Export Hack, a comprehensive and product-specific online course for mastering export of agro-commodities, processed foods, solid minerals and manufactured goods. John immediately bought the Export Hack for product of his choice at 100,000 Naira per product and voraciously learnt about the specifications, packaging, documentation, market potential, pitfalls, pricing, risk mitigation, and strategies for securing buyers abroad. Through Export Hack's guidance and newfound expertise, John navigated the challenging export landscape and successfully avoided common pitfalls in export business. Today, John stands as a master in exports business, a testament to his perseverance and invaluable lessons from the Export Hack. To buy the Export Hack for your product of choice, visit globaltradecollege.com or call 080920000424, 080920000424.
Okay. Export Hack, covering different products. This is the 16th episode. So we've done this for 4 months, and we're going to do this for more than a year. We still have a long list of products to do Export Hack for, mastering export of that product. And if you want to have access to this, you can join our mentoring program, or you can actually buy the Export Hack for the product of your choice. Now, We are moving on to paperwork, documentation. 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 Documentation is very, very important in international trade. You know, every week I repeat it, international trade is largely a business of documentation and logistics. And this is very important. Very, very important. Why is this important? This is important because a buyer can pay before he sees the goods, relying on a persuasive document. Relying solely on a persuasive document. Why? Because some document will only be issued when some action, predictable outcome has been done. And the buyer is pretty much aware of that a shipping line will not do this shipment if, a shipping line will not issue this document if the good is not on board the vessel. And that gives some comfort. And that's why you must have a good understanding of document and master documentation. First on our list, number one, let's look at Nigeria. If you're coming from Nigeria, you will need to apply to federal government, declaring your intention to export. That's when you'll be doing what is often called the NXP. The NXP is actually Nigerian Export Proceed Form. Now, when you do the NXP, you attach to it some important documents. Some of these documents include, for example, pro forma invoice, evidence you have export certificate or otherwise called export license. All that. Then you do your inspection by inspection agent, who issue CCI, but they will not issue that CCI if you don't have NAFDAC. They will not, even though that document might not be required by buyer abroad, but it's required for export from Nigeria. Single good declaration from custom and CCI from inspection agent. Then to the buyer will need an invoice detailing the detail of shipment, the amount, the packing list. Now, you could have packing drums, you could have packing cartons, whichever way you pack it. The number in the carton, the total weight or volume, plus bill of lading showing evidence of shipment, and in some cases, certificate of origin. Some countries may also require FASTAN certificate certifying that the coconut water used to produce the coconut is free of pests and diseases. Now, remember I talked about the quality. Remember I talked extremely about quality specification. Now, certificate of analysis issued by independent lab analyzing the coconut, the water used to be sure it's in order, and the oil itself. So we are sure of the quality. Typically, a buyer will ask for pre-shipment inspection. And that pre-shipment inspection, to a very large extent, should take care of this. That's why before you even start, please take take sample to lab for analysis. Take samples to lab for analysis. Some countries require health certificate. The labeling also is extremely, extremely important. Now, let's move on to processes. The first stage in the process is preparation. otherwise called export readiness. Now, you see what we are discussing here today is an information that anybody that wants to export coconut oil must learn and master ab initio. Must learn and master before ever trying to export this item. At the very beginning, understanding who are those that are buying, which country, what do they use it for, how do they package? That is the whole essence of preparation. And then learning on how to find buyer. That's the whole essence of promotion. Learn how to find buyers. Understanding the options that can be deployed to be able to get buyers. Then purchase order. Purchase order. Now, if I am adequately prepared to export coconut oil and I promote the way I should, I will get purchase order. Particularly when you are talking to the person who is a buyer and you're telling him you can deliver and you're providing samples and you have someone on ground that I can trust, to a very large extent, you get a purchase order or contract to sign, agree on pricing, and then procurement or production. There's so many people producing coconut oil in Nigeria they can buy from. What you need to be careful about is to take it to lab for analysis. So you can be sure of all these people producing, which of them can I really trust in terms of the way they produce this product and if they will be able to meet the expected quality specification. Packaging and labeling. Packaging and labeling. Because it's processed product, the labeling is important. Very important. Nutritional fact, best before date, weight, batch number, lot number, all those information are very important. Pre-export documentation, I already talked about that, processing your NXP, port clearance and inspection at the origin, post-export documentation, port-to-port shipment, and presentation of document. Presentation of document. Now, port-to-port shipment, why that is on, document can be presented and payment made. Sometimes, some buyer will want to do port clearance and inspection at destination before payment is made. Port clearance and inspection at destination before payment is made. Before payment is made. Let's move on to purchasers. Purchasers. How do I get buyers? How do I get buyers? What are the options available for me to get buyer? Remember, who are the major buyers? United States, 16%. United States, 16%. The Netherlands, Germany, Russia, Spain. These are major markets with demand. And remember, the total market size is about 10 billion. That's a lot. Cocoa demand, cocoa beans, it's about 10 billion. Cocoa beans, about 10 billion. And this is a value chain of coconut. With this level of demand, that's instructive. It's just basically telling us the level of interest that potential buyers have in this product. And I've demonstrated that to you by showing you different ways that people use this product. If you're looking at buyers, there are different options you can explore. Social media, B2B platform, database company. Now that's the one I spoke about last week. I'm also talking about it this week. Database company, international trade fair, I'm getting a partner. Getting a partner, overseas sales rep is critical. You need that to be able to even work with social media, because with social media, you can do ad and you can get feedback. I mean, The seminar we're having in UK, the one we did in Canada, the one we do in US, we are leveraging on this, and people are showing interest because they are seeing it, because that is the power of this social media. People are there for different reasons, but they will see your ad. So it's for you to now identify the places in that country where the people are at. And you can do that on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and YouTube. But before you do this, ensure you observe the protocol that you must observe in finding buyers, so that you don't start that and then you don't have the backup to ensure you maximize the feedback you are getting. You can put your product on B2B platform and you pay for it, where people can indicate interest in your product, or you can actively engage them by selling to them directly. But that will mean you get their details. And that's the whole essence of our market intelligence, the export market intelligence service. So we currently have a market intelligence service for up to about 20 different markets, from US to Belgium, to Canada, to China, to Cote d'Ivoire, to Egypt, to France, to Germany, to Ghana, to Greece, to India, to Italy, to Kenya, to Netherlands, to South Africa, to Spain, to Turkey, to UK, to US, and even Vietnam. Now, these are different markets we have export market intelligence for. And for almost 100 different products, from sesame seed to ginger to soya to plantain chips, cassava chips, yam, coconut oil, different products in these markets. Now, what this does for you is making it easier for you to be able to. So if you engage an overseas sales rep, he has what to work with. He has information to work with, because you now already have information on who are those that import this product in the last 1 year. The reason you also need more of them, like 10 or even more, is because, of course, some might not be interested. Maybe they don't want to buy from Africa. Some they don't want to. They just procure and they're not buying now. But so that's why you need to talk to more people. You know, sales is a matter of probability. The more people you talk to, the higher the chance of sales. And that's the whole idea. The whole essence of Eureka Part is to show you how to get prepared to get buy abroad, show you how to get the online tool to deploy in getting buy abroad, show you how to get the list of importers in that market, show you how to get the contact detail of importers in that market, and how to convert the contact to contract and get favorable contract terms. Through the Eureka Part, you are able to secure buy abroad by yourself. Save the cost of searching for buy abroad. Save the time for searching for buy abroad. Save the energy of searching for buy abroad. Service multiple partners abroad, multiple buyers abroad. Secure credible buyers abroad, and solve the problem of getting buyers abroad.
Are you an agro-processor, SME or manufacturer? Are you looking to expand your market abroad? Then look no further. The Eureka Pack is the perfect solution to your problem on finding buyers abroad. The valuable materials that you get upon purchase include 2 manuals and 27 videos explaining and demonstrating how to use the manuals to find buyers abroad. It shows you how to 1. Get prepared to get buyers abroad. 2. Get the online tools to deploy to get buyers abroad. 3. Get list of markets with demands for your products. 4. Get the list of importers in that market. 5. Get the contacts of importers in that market. 6. Get the export contracts from the contact details of the importers. 7. Get favorable export contract terms. What are you still waiting for? Place your order via a WhatsApp chat
+2348092000424
or email to info@3timpex.com. You can get this pack for just 60,000 naira. Grab your copy now.
Let's move on to pricing. Pricing. Of course, for you to be profitable, the product has to be well priced. If you're going to be profitable, the product has to be well priced. Now, the product cost depends on the price you're getting. But this table is just showing you template to use. You won't need to transport to warehouse. You can buy and load from that point and move it. Okay, so today now we're doing a shipment, and some of the items we're buying are manufactured goods from producer. The truck left from the distributor manufacturer location straight to the port. Inspection done, good loaded into the container. Warehousing would not be necessary for coconut oil. The person produce, unless if you are a producer, of course, you keep it in warehouse till it's complete. But if you are not a producer or manufacturer, you are buying from someone, you don't need to incur the cost of warehousing. That is an unnecessary cost. That is an unnecessary cost. It's an unnecessary cost because you can simply move the goods straight to the port. You can simply move the goods straight to the port and save yourself that cost. Because you can move straight to the port, and when you get to the port, you can easily unload into the container. Then you need a forwarder who do the clearing with customs, about 200K. Shipping and local charges, about 30 to 40K. Freight charge, that depends on the destination and, of course, your contract. Because if your contract does not allow, says it's FOB, that means you are not incurring the cost of shipment destination. NSP charge, about 8,000. NSP, net fee, that's 0.5% of the FOB value. Container stuffing, the cost of container stuffing. Container stuffing fee and logistics, about 150. Terminal handling charge, about 100 to 120 per container. Marine insurance, 0.4 to 0.8% of the invoice value. Inspection fee, about 100 to 150K per container. Certificate of origin, about 26,000 per shipment. It can be more if the value is higher than 50,000. Fumigation certificate, 30 to 40K per container. And then $3 to $5 per metric ton. And for sanitary, 25 to 35K per container. If you are exporting, now, this is not, you need NAFDAC, but you don't need mineral. And it's not a mineral certificate, but NAFDAC certificate. And if you have a NAFDAC number, that makes life a lot easier for you. And if you're taking a loan from a bank, of course, you need to factor in your interest rate. You need to factor in your interest rate. Don't be too optimistic on your estimation of cost and ROI. Use exchange rate that is slightly below the official rate in the market. Then use exchange rate that's slightly below the official rate. Note that freight charge, you need to calculate it with parallel market rate. Unless you have dollar yourself that you're going to use, because you are going to have to buy that dollar at a very high rate. Always ensure that the item of export are insured, or item being exported are insured. Manufactured goods do not require warehousing, facility, and premiums cost. Agro commodity require warehousing costs because of the services to be rendered by the Nigeria Quarantine Service. Federal Produce Inspection Service. And federal produce service, rather. NAFDAC certificate fee is only required for processed food item. Now NAFDAC is requiring for commodity. So those people are protesting that. Mineral license is only required from these solid minerals, and freight cost is required for sales price if I'm doing CFR contract. But if an FOB contract, then freight and insurance costs will not be required. Pitfalls. What are the pitfalls to avoid when I'm exporting coconut oil? Number one, oxidation. If you're familiar with all we've discussed when we're talking about shea butter, for example, we talked about this, oxidation. Oxidation. I think it was about 2 weeks ago that we talked about shea butter. Oxidation. It's a big challenge. Coconut oil is prone to oxidation when exposed to air and sunlight, leading to rancidity and decline in quality. So a dark color, opaque, you see those samples I gave you, the picture I showed you, even the one in pouch, they're all opaque to prevent light from passing through. Dark color, opaque packaging to minimize light exposure. Ensure airtight seal and closure on container to prevent air entry. Add antioxidant to stabilize the oil. Contamination. This can occur during processing, storage, transport, affecting the purity and safety of the coconut oil. You can mitigate this By implementing strict hygiene practice during processing, use sanitized equipment and facility, regularly inspect and clean storage and transportation container. Temperature. Inappropriate storage temperature can lead to changes in the consistency and even the flavor of the oil. In the consistency and even the flavor of the oil. Store oil in cool, dry environment to prevent exposure to heat. Monitor and control storage temperature to avoid extreme temperature. Quality degradation over time. Extended storage can result in gradual decline in quality. So implement first in, first out inventory management, not LIFO, lasting first out. Microbial contamination. Remember, we talked about that extensively when we started. Microbial contamination. Remember, we mentioned different type of bacteria. This thing can become a culture medium for bacteria like coliform, E. coli, Staphylococcus aureus, and all of them should be absent when you take 1 gram sample and it's examined and it's tested. It should show that this bacteria is not growing in them when they do the culture in the lab. Ensure proper drying of coconut kernel before extraction of oil. Use hygiene practices during processing and packaging. Implement microbial testing and quality control measures. So if you are not the one producing, of course, you want to buy the right quality you are paying for. So you want to do quality test as much as possible. Adulteration with lower quality, foreign substance that can compromise the quality. Source coconut from reputable supplier and do your test also to be sure there's no adulteration, like we discussed for honey last week. Packaging defect. Damage or defective packaging can lead to leaks and, of course, contamination and, of course, exposure to external elements. Conduct thorough quality checks on packaging material. Implement proper sealing and closure. Inspect packaging for defect before shipment. Before shipment. Before shipment. Then documentation error. That's another pitfall. Documentation error. Inaccurate or incomplete or extra documentation can lead to regulatory issues and delay. Ensure accurate labeling and compliance with international standards. Provide comprehensive documentation, including certificate of origin and quality assurance. Rough handling can lead to physical damage and quality issue. Using appropriate packaging material to protect the impact in transit is also important. Failure to meet international standard may result in rejection. Adhere to industry standard, regular test, and verify compliance with quality parameters. Regular quality control checks. Adhering to best practices in processing and storage, comprehensive documentation are essential for ensuring successful export of high-quality coconut products. And collaborating with quality assurance experts, obtaining relevant certification can further enhance credibility of your product. Let's go on a break before you close.
John, a determined entrepreneur, desired to go into export business but was clueless about the process. He was introduced to Export Hack, a comprehensive and product-specific online course for mastering export of agro-commodities, processed foods, solid minerals and manufactured goods. John immediately bought the Export Hack for product of his choice at 100,000 Naira per product and voraciously learnt about the specifications, packaging, documentation, market potential, pitfalls, pricing, risk mitigation, and strategies for securing buyers abroad. Through Export Hack's guidance and newfound expertise, John navigated the challenging export landscape and successfully avoided common pitfalls in export business. Today, John stands as a master in exports business, a testament to his perseverance and invaluable lessons from the Export Hack. To buy the Export Hack for your product of choice, visit globaltradecollege.com or call 080920000424, 080920000424.
And we have Export Hack for a number of other products also that might be of interest to you. Also remember, I talked about the export market intelligence service that covers about 20 different countries with about 100 different products in different countries. So send us a request based on the product of your choice to confirm the availability. You make payments in Naira in Nigeria, or you're paying abroad in dollars, and then get the data within 2 working days. You can do 10, you can do 20, you can do 30, you can do 40, you can do 50. And that would show the country in question, the company buying, and of course, the contact detail and their website, of course. If you're already in 3T Impex class, you are doing our mentoring program, of course, you get this at a discounted rate. All right.
In the heart of the bustling city, a determined entrepreneur named Lucky dreamed of taking his product to the world in order to earn foreign exchange. However, the daunting world of international trade left him feeling overwhelmed. It was then that he stumbled upon the 3T Impex Export Mentoring Program. Little did he know, this discovery would change his life and business forever. Through the program, David was immersed in a world of invaluable export trade resources and personalized advisory services. He gained insights into global markets and learned to secure lucrative export contracts from eager buyers. With 3T Impex by his side, he navigated the maze of international payments and expertly handled pricing and documentation, emerging with a deep understanding of mitigating payment risks. As he successfully orchestrated the seamless logistics of shipping his goods to distant lands, Lucky's confidence soared. With a triumphant smile, he realized that he had become the master of export trade business. Do you desire to be like Lucky? Then join the next cohort of the 3T Impex Export Mentoring Program today. Then call 080920000424, 080920000424.
All right. So this is the capacity building and mentoring program called From Export Novice to Export Legend. From Export Novice to Export Legend. It's a capacity building program and mentoring program that basically teach you how to go step by step from knowingness to nothing on export to doing at least your first shipment. And you can join us. The class holds every Saturday for about 2 hours, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We drop nugget there every weekday on different area of export and international trade in general.
Are you an agro-processor, SME or manufacturer? Are you looking to expand your market abroad? Then look no further. The Eureka Pack is the perfect solution to your problem on finding buyers abroad. The valuable materials that you get upon purchase include 2 manuals and 27 videos explaining and demonstrating how to use the manuals to find buyers abroad. It shows you how to 1. Get prepared to get buyers abroad. 2. Get the online tools to deploy to get buyers abroad. 3. Get list of markets with demands for your products. 4. Get the list of importers in that market. 5. Get the contacts of importers in that market. 6. Get the export contracts from the contact details of the importers. 7. Get favorable export contract terms. What are you still waiting for? Place your order via a WhatsApp chat
+2348092000424
or email to info@3timpex.com. You can get this pack for just 60,000 Naira. Grab your copy now.
Meet Cynthia, a determined banker striving to meet the soaring demand for foreign exchange among customers in the banking sector. Eager to excel, she pursued an executive diploma in export business management. Armed with comprehensive knowledge, Cynthia became a top performer, effortlessly onboarding valuable trade customers and surpassing targets. Her adept skill in attracting export customers not only increased the bank's income but also caught the eye of senior management, leading to a well-deserved promotion. Cynthia's outstanding performance didn't go unnoticed, as she was headhunted by other banks impressed with her prowess in marketing, managing, multiplying export customers. Ready to elevate your banking career like Cynthia? Then enroll for the Executive Diploma in Export Business Management today and pave the way for a successful and rewarding career in the banking sector. Join us and become a hot cake that every bank wants to hire in the industry. To embark on this journey, call 080920000424, 080920000424.
All right, thank you very much, everyone.